Hey guys, what's going on here? It's Brady from Elite Weather Forecast, and today we're going to be talking about Hurricane Jerry. It's my second video of the day, and this is the one. Yes, Imelda is happening in Texas. There's some devastating floods going on there, but or sorry, this is tropical storm Jerry, but her, this is going to be a hurricane soon, and it's going to really impact some people. It really will. Um, Typically, I wouldn't say this and be so bold and saying this is the one that's going to affect the East Coast. But historically, and based on the current planetary alignment, it appears this one has a really good shot. I don't want this to happen. Okay, let me be clear about that. I don't want that to happen. But this appears exactly very similar to a hurricane we have had in the past, and all the Carolinas know too well. A very, very similar track, let's just say. So let's take a look at what it currently is. Currently 50 mile an hour sustained winds and a 1002 pressure. So, we've seen this happen before. Hurricane Barry didn't even get into the 990s and really became a hurricane, 75 mile an hour winds. So, pressure and winds just about right. For say, it's not a small hurricane, that's for sure. It's not a small one, but it certainly is not a large, it's not a large tropical storm by any means, but it's not a small one either. It's definitely got a good wind field around it, much larger than Dorian did when it first started out with, moving fairly quickly, 14 miles an hour to the west right now. Yep, west northwest. So, but it's moving along, and it's going to make its way this way. And here we'll show you the forecast cone for Jerry. As you can see, it has it being a hurricane. Weakens to a tropical storm. I don't see that. Maybe a weakening will happen, but it won't weaken to a tropical storm. And suggesting that this will be a hurricane, as you can see, given what's happened already, I expect add another 5-10 miles an hour at least. I think it has it going up to 75 miles an hour. So expect this to be a low-end Cat 2 as of right now, given that's not going to happen. It's going to be a lot stronger than this, okay? You mark my words right now, okay? This hurricane is going to be a lot stronger than what they're saying, okay? The Neptune opposition, this is it. If you've not heard of it, Neptune is in its current alignment right now, where very similar to the 968 millibar low that dropped feet of snow over the Nebraskas in March. So that got to a 968 millibar over land. Imagine what it's going to do over water. Okay, and the timeline is the 18th to 23rd. Various other meteorologists have been covering this on YouTube as well. I give a shout out to King of America at New Thor on Twitter. You want to give him a look. He's really great. He can cover this into much more detail as well, probably more than I can, honestly, too. So, but as we're looking at Jerry here, see the wind field. It's not big, but it certainly isn't incredibly tiny. It's got a burst of convection really happened overnight, which led for this to strengthen to a tropical storm. And then this will continue to be on the rise. As you can see, I got it being a hurricane by 8 p.m. Thursday. That's not out of the question. This could be a hurricane tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I'm talking about. So it's continued to strengthen 5 miles an hour in the last advisory it did from overnight to the 11 a.m. one, from the 5 a.m. to the 11 a.m. one. The convection is not the same, so I wouldn't expect it for the 5 p.m. update that this strengthens a heck of a lot more. But it could be 55, it could be 60 miles an hour even. But I don't expect maybe for it to stay the same or remain at or just go up 55 miles an hour. I'm trying to say a lot of things on my mind right now, trying to get it out to you guys, but you understand that we got a hurricane that's moving we have a tropical storm that's moving to the west. That's going to be a hurricane going into this weekend. So again, I would The Leeward Islands are definitely at play. Turks and Caicos. Puerto Rico is not out of this either by any means. Okay, this when it becomes a hurricane, this wind field will for sure expand, and the tropical storm effects are possible, and also storm surge is not out of the question when this comes along for Puerto Rico. Now, shifting. I got to get through this quickly. Here are what the models have been saying. GFS, not budging at all, but very similar to another storm that I'd like to mention, and I'll do that now. As I type this in, you'll find out. You're about to see what I mean when I say this. Yeah, like Hurricane Florence. Well, wasn't poorly forecasted, was it? I mean, that wasn't really that was supposed to do that. Well, take a look here. You know, that says it all. It says it all yourself right there. So, I mean, look at that. That's what it was forecasted to do. It was when it was a major hurricane. It was forecasted to go to the north, believe it or not, and that's what happened. That's what did not happen, and that was exactly. If you go to my Twitter page, BG_weather, you will all see what I'm talking about, and you can read the article that I posted there. Please go check it out if you want to go more, because I can't go into complete, utterly detail about this. But just please know that we're not out of the question yet. Okay, we're not out of the clear yet. That the East Coast does not get hit by this thing. Okay, the East Coast is very much at play. I don't want to strike panic or anything, but it appears as if the storm is greatly going to impact the East Coast. Put it that way. And this one concerns me on so many different levels. Here, take a look at the CMC model. Very close approach to New England, as you can see right there. All depends on where the high pressure sets up. And it looks like, I mean, this is just storm after storm after storm here, really. This looks like a never-ending storm track. This is ridiculous and almost unheard of. This is as crazy and hectic as it can get. As you can see, NavGem here having this slide to the west, to the north, until high pressure slides into the east side and it takes up its way into the Canadian Maritimes. Again, this is all showing you what's not going to happen. Okay, I've seen look at all those go in unison though to the north. That's pretty cool. You don't see that happen very often. Just like that. They're all just like in a triangle going to the north. But let me tell you that we have a very strong hurricane that's going to happen, okay? If it was a 968 over land in Nebraska that devastated the croplands out in the Midwest, what's going to happen when this thing gets into the ocean? When it's on water. What's going to happen then when these water temps are 80, 85 degrees? What's going to happen then? How strong can this thing get is really the question. And we saw with Dorian, it was almost unlimited potential, 185 miles an hour. It's the second strongest hurricane on record by wind speed wise. So what's going to happen with Jerry? How strong is Hurricane Jerry going to get? Not a hurricane at the moment, will be, and it's going to be one of the strongest hurricanes potential we have seen before. Okay, only tropical storm now, but don't view this thing as just a tropical storm. View this thing as the next devastating hurricane that could happen. It very well is in the likelihood. And also, what's going to happen after that with these storms? What's going to happen? That's basically all I got for you guys today about Jerry. In conclusion, the Northeast, the East Coast, This appears like you're gonna get hit by this, I think.